Will Polkadot or the DOT token disrupt the market soon? Now, I know a lot of you guys hate on Polkadot based on what I'm seeing in the viewer comments, and I think it's understandable because a lot of these altcoins have just been getting beat up or consolidating within a very tight and boring range. And this is no different with Polkadot here since it has actually dropped back in March, right? It has just been consolidating within this very tight range, right? But it hasn't collapsed, right? Why hasn't it collapsed? It's because, well, there's not enough sellers to actually break through the buyers, right? And I do think that, Polkadot has a good chance of disrupting the market soon in a positive way, right? And I do think that if this bull cycle continues, right, which I very much think that we're still very early in this bull cycle, then we're gonna see a lot of these altcoins surge, including Polkadot, right? So this is why why I'm saying that Polkadot still has a good chance of surging, uh, given that Bitcoin continues this bull cycle, which I think it has a very good chance it does. Now, given that, right, we're going to be taking a look into what's happening with Polkadot. This is the weekly time frame. And I've been talking about this time frame forever and this pattern forever. It hasn't been doing too much, but there has been a few moves here that we're going to be talking about. Now, this is the weekly time frame. It has been running within this falling wedge pattern that has been forming since way back here. Okay, what is this? This is March 2024. Okay, so falling wedges, why should you pay attention to them? Because they have a higher chance of breaking to the upside. If Polkadot breaks to the upside here, for example, by this point, Polkadot will still see a price target of, let's see here, about $19. Okay, Polkadot. Now, price targets are estimates only. There could be more, there could be less. A lot of it's going to depend on what happens with Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin starts dumping, especially extensively, these altcoin setups, they're not going to matter very much. But if Bitcoin pumps, that's going to bring a lot more money into this crypto markets. So you want to be rooting for Bitcoin. I did a more extensive video on Bitcoin earlier today. I'm going to link you guys at the end of this video. I never trade altcoins without a clear understanding of Bitcoin. I am long on Bitcoin. I am long on quite a bit of the altcoins here, so my opinions on this market is bullish right now. However, like the entirety of this video, these are just my opinions and not financial advice. You should do your own due diligence and form your own opinions. All right, so let's go ahead and come back here. That's the bigger falling wedge pattern. From within that falling wedge pattern, there is a smaller one here that it broke out of back in February, with the price target to be about $10 that has not yet been met. So this breakout still valid. Okay, let's take a look into let's zoom in a little bit more. So I talked about a potential cup and handle scenario that is still valid, right? Because I still see rounded bottoms on this weekly time frame, and rounded bottoms usually turn into cup and handles, which is a bullish pattern that usually breaks to the upside. Now, you gotta mind the downside risk as well to these patterns, because nothing in this market is 100%. Even though they have a higher chance of breaking to the upside, they still have a smaller chance of breaking down. Now, if Polkadot comes back here to about $5.45, I'm just gonna say that for even sake, that could form a cup and handle pattern. Now let's zoom in and see what Polkadot has been doing. This is the daily time frame. I talked about a falling wedge pattern here. Price target was $4.80, almost about. Polkadot broke out of this one, met that price target, and has basically dumped back into the pattern. But that's fine. So let's go ahead and take away these trend lines here and clear some things up. And what could Polkadot be doing now? It is trying to get back on top of some of these daily moving averages, right? Your other daily moving averages are above the price action right now, so they're going to be resistance. Let's zoom in. 12-hour time frame. There is a double bottom pattern here. Okay, small double bottom. Price target for this one would be about $4 and almost $4.20 price target. And then this is the 12-hour time frame. Okay, the neckline would be about $4. Okay, so it is trying to break out of the smaller double bottom here. It's still valid breakout. Okay, so this is basically what I'm seeing for Polkadot. Let me know if you guys want to continue seeing any more of DOT or any other coins in this market by dropping a like, comment, subscribe. I'll pick a request to do for you guys on a daily basis. I'll see you on the next one.